Here's a look at your daily market report on this Thursday, the 4th day of June. It'd be hard to imagine that anyone in the cattle industry at this point has not heard the news that late on Wednesday evening, USDA and APHIS did confirm the very first case of New World screwworm in the United States. It was found in a town called LaPrairie, Texas, and like most of you, if you're like me, I assume you probably don't know where LaPrairie is, but that's about 100 miles southwest of San Antonio and about 40 miles from the Mexican border. The New World screwworm, of course, the most important thing to note about is there is no threat to the food supply, as this is just a pest, and although it is devastating to livestock producers potentially, there is no risk to the food supply whatsoever. That being said, there was a lot of sleepless nights had last night in just one 24-hour span, a lot of hours that weren't slept by people worrying about just what would happen today in the markets. And much to the shock of everyone, we were quite surprised today. Of course, we've talked for many months about how uncertainty makes markets volatile. And although this was not good news in any stretch of the means, the fact that New World screwworm has been found in the United States now has removed that uncertainty. It's here, so now we have to deal with it and move on. And to everyone's shock, futures markets, especially the feeder cattle, trading sharply higher today. They did open a bit lower, not like everyone expected them to be limit lower, but it didn't take very long at all before they turned higher. And although they are not trading at the new feeder cattle limits, which were expanded the first day of June, they are trading above the old limits, and they have been above $10 at points during this morning's trading. We'll take a look at those futures markets here in a minute. We did have more negotiated fed cattle trade develop yesterday afternoon as well. We'll take a look at that also. First off, we'll start off with what we're expecting around the auction barns today. Mocan livestock market, they're having a special yearling sale today, 2,300 head there. No early listings from Wheeler today. New Cambria livestock auction expecting about 1,000 head. Mid-Missouri stockyards in Phillipsburg, they're expecting about 1,000 head. Of course, we got several special cow sales this evening at Callaway Livestock there in Kingdom C, 5 o'clock. They've got about 500 head scheduled. Joplin Regional Stockyards this evening on Thursday at 4:30. They've got about 1,500 heads scheduled. Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Mocan Livestock Market will hold their monthly special cow sale, expecting about 1,000 head there. F&T Livestock Market on Saturday, they'll have their last of the spring Show Me Select heifer sales, about 120 head expected there. And then the monthly hay auction at Southwest Missouri Hay Auctions in Golden City will take place Saturday morning at 10 o'clock sharp. Taking a look at what happened at the auction barns around the state on Wednesday, Springfield Livestock Marketing Center had 1,264 heads. Steers under 550 pounds sold with lower undertones. Those over 550 pounds, 4 to 13 lower. Heifers were 6 to 15 lower. Farmington Regional Stockyards had 1,480 head compared to 2 weeks ago there. Steers and heifers $15 to $25 lower. Windsor Livestock Auction, they had 1,019 head. Now, they did have a sale last week. The market mostly steady with last week's market. Green Sea Livestock Auction had 840 head. There's been no recent sale there for a price comparison, but the undertones were called lower. South Central Regional Stockyards in Vienna, they sold 1,562 head on Wednesday. Compared to 2 weeks ago, the steers under 450 pounds were stayed at $5 higher. Those over 450 pounds, 5 to 15 lower, and heifers sold 10 to 15 lower. The steers, medium and large ones, 4 to 5 weights at 504 to 603. 5 to 6 weights at 451 to 520, 6 to 7 weights at 396 to 452, some value add up to 454, some 7 to 8 weight steers at 372 to 415. Feeder heifers, medium and large ones, 3.5 to 4 weights at 512 to 528, 4 to 5 weights at 446 to 526, 5 to 6 weights at 404 to 452.50, 6 to 7 weights at 356 to 389. Box beef cutout values at midday, they are lower. Choice down $1.97 at $393.89. Select down $1.95 at $382.48. Those values based on 76 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. The Choice Select spread at $11.41. Negotiated fed cattle trade as of this morning's report, 56,063 head of confirmed negotiated sales. Texas has turned in 4,076 head, mostly all at 256. That's $1 lower than a week ago. Kansas has only turned in 1,908 head so far. The market there at 256 mostly as well. That's also $1 lower than last week's trade. In Iowa, they've turned in 16,714 head. The market there generally 255 to mostly 256. A few sales have been up to 258. That's steady to $2 lower than a week ago. Dress sales have been mostly at 405, steady with last week. Nebraska's turned in 26,758 head. The market there, 255 to mostly 256. That's $1 lower than a week ago. Dress sales have traded within a wide range this week from 403 up to 410. Most of the sales have been at 405. That'd be unevenly steady with last week's trade. Taking a look at those midday futures markets on the Mercantile Exchange, live cattle for June up 275, 249.37. August at 241.62, up 377. October at 233.80, up 480. Feeder cattle, just since we started recording this report, they have jumped a bit higher again. August currently up $10.50 at $353.12. The current daily limit on feeder cattle now sets at $10.75. So not quite at that limit, but again, trading near limit higher is not what anyone really expected to happen today, but glad to see that for sure. September feeders up 10.42 at 349.75. October at 345.95, up 10.05. Lean hogs for June 95.35, down 70. July down 55 cents at 101.45. August 99.25, down 32. Taking a look at the grain markets at midday. Corn contracts are 8 to 8 3/4 cent lower. July at 4.22 3/4. September 4.31 3/4. December at 4.51 1/2. Soybeans taking it on the chin today. The whole week actually has just been a rough week for soybeans. July's currently down 30 3/4 cent at 11.23 1/4. August 11.27 1/4, down 31. September 11.23 1/4, down 31. Wheat for July 5.81. down 6 1/4. September 5.94 3/4, down 6. December at 6.13 1/2, down 7. Soybean meal for July down $8.70 a ton at 312.10. Soybean oil for July 76.20 a hundredweight, down $2.51. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's your daily market report for Thursday. This is Tony Hancock.